listen, going into the fourth quarter, we were ready to burn it all down.
Yeah.
It just flipped on its head. And so we literally were talking about how do we even react to this game? Because the first
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. It was not, they were down 19 with 6 minutes left to go. And we're like, man, they look like they don't care.
Don't look at your phone. No. Yeah! Yeah! Let's fucking go!
Welcome in, everybody, to the PHNX Suns post-game show. We are getting sexy sacks tonight because the Phoenix Suns took down the Sacramento Kings 119-117. What a comeback win, you guys.
Loves some unexpected sacks. Let's go. Hit it. 2-0. Win what?
The takeover, baby.
Let's go.
Get your tickets for the next one, baby. We do nothing but get dubs on takeover.
That's fact. And historical ones at that, you guys.
Goodness.
Absolutely insane. I don't think anybody had this on their bingo card this year or tonight. I think we all kind of thought things were just going to be what they were. But then the Suns decided to show up in the fourth quarter of all times. Who'd have thought?
I don't even know what to say outside of the repeat of our show right here. It was, listen, going into the fourth quarter, we were ready to burn it all down. It just flipped on its head. And so we literally were talking about how do we even react to this game? Because the first
3.5.
Yeah, 3.5. It was not, they were down 19 with 6 minutes left to go. And we're like, man, they look like they don't care. There was a possession with 11:30 left to go where the ball went out of bounds and they're all walking back and the Kings took their sweet time and still got a layup uncontested behind the entire defense. And we were like, they don't care. They don't want to be here anymore. And then it all changed.
Boom.
And I don't even know what happened. It just... unbelievable.
It's funny because we were sitting down and Saul goes, I think they got it down to 12. And you go, 4 more threes. And then KD comes, hits a 3. And I'm like, okay, that's 3.
Okay.
And then somebody else, KD hit another one, I think. And then EG, and then EG. And you start to see a shift. And I will say this is a total surprise. Like, listen, I give them credit for keep fighting in the last 6 minutes. Positive. It happened in the fourth quarter, which has been our damn Achilles heel.
They flipped the damn script.
They
sure
completely
did.
flipped it. So that's
They
the
did.
most positive I'm bringing out of it, besides the win, is that the fourth quarter woes that we were having, I mean, this is a complete 360.
So you said you don't know what happened? I know exactly what happened. Kevin motherfucking Durant. Wayne is not his middle name anymore. That was why you trade for a superstar.
Yep.
He took over the fourth quarter. That was Kevin Durant's signature moment as a Sun, was that fourth quarter. They went on a 32-8 run.
Wow.
They won without Devin Booker scoring a point in the fourth quarter. He went 0 for 1.
Yeah.
Kevin motherfucking Durant is why they won this game.
Facts.
They crapped the court in the first half. The dog peed on the court at halftime. They folded up in the third, but somehow they pulled it off in the fourth.
Yeah.
This team did the exact opposite of what they've done all year. We always look at the fourth quarter with dread. Well, tonight changed that, and it closed the gap between them and the Kings to 1 game.
Yeah.
This is a defining moment. This is how you define who you are.
Yeah. I mean, Kevin Durant came into the fourth quarter with 12 points. He finished with 27. Like, thank God that KD showed up, because Grayson Allen sure as hell needed some help out there tonight. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to get too far ahead of myself, but it just, I don't know what it was, but whatever it was that flipped for this team, because we were talking about, like, Saul, you brought up not getting back after an out of bounds call. The body language on the bench at the end of the game when Frank Vogel was talking to him and it looked like no one was even paying attention to him. It looked as if they had given up, and it was just yet another fourth quarter Suns shenanigans that we've come to know and hate.
Yeah.
But they turned it around, and like that's a good sign. Like, how many times have we talked about needing to just see some progress, needing to see something that they changed that is for a positive, for the better, right?
Yeah.
This was that. Like, I know, Espo, you were struggling. We all were at the beginning, or right when the game ended. Like, how do we even feel about this game? Because it was boo-boo for a hot minute. But then at the same time, we should be really, really happy that they turned it around, because if the roles were reversed and the Kings did this to us, we would be losing our minds.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
100%. And, you know, this is a sign. This is one of them times where you sit back and you understand the strength and how dangerous this big three could be. They were terrible for 3.5 quarters. And then Kevin, listen, Kevin saved our ass tonight. But there was a moment that I saw when it got to about 3.5 minutes where you can see that they were looking towards Kevin and saying, we feel good because you're Kevin Durant. And so it's one of those things where it could be a defining moment, guys. It could be one of those moments.
Listen, in that fourth quarter, I mean, KD hit, bucket after bucket, which was clutch.
Yeah.
He had a great defensive possession against De'Aaron Fox on the wing that led to him actually getting another shot. Grayson Allen had a block out of nowhere as well, and I thought his defense in the fourth quarter was fantastic. Grayson Allen probably had his best game as a Phoenix Sun tonight, and for a large portion of this game, he was the only one to have a good game. And then everything changed, obviously, and so the combination between Grayson and KD was fantastic. And it's something that, I mean, Grayson, we kind of are starting to expect that he can have these games. And then especially on a night where the big three were kind of absent for a majority of this game, it's exactly what you want to see from a role player. But Grayson's also starting to make more of a name for himself across the league. Which is increasing his value.
It's a good thing and a bad thing.
It is a great thing, and it's also not such a great thing. So, but I will say this. The Kings melted down like we usually melt down in the fourth quarter. How bad do they melt down? Take a look at this graph from ESPN. Look at that. They had a 99.3% chance to win the game in the fourth quarter, and then it just went straight downhill. I have never seen a graph quite like that before.
I have. It was Enron.
I will add on to your graph, okay? Marstradamus in the chat sent this to us on Twitter. They said since 1996, 1997, the Kings were 226-1 when leading by 22 or more points in the fourth quarter. Okay, and then even more. So Tim Reynolds on Twitter shared that the Suns were down 22 points with 8 minutes and 10 seconds left and came back and beat the Kings. The biggest fourth quarter comeback in the NBA since the bubble. Teams facing deficits of 22 or more in the fourth quarter were 1 and 1,244 since August 23rd, 2022.
Wow, bro.
You bring
that is a stat.
You bring up Grayson too about making a name for himself. Here in Phoenix, he now has, I believe it's 4 of the top 8 3-point shooting performances in a game. All 4 of them this year. He's done 9 twice and 8 twice now.
And I'd be remiss if I don't say this. My man EG played a big role in this. He hit 2 really big shots at the end, and he was having one of those damn games where I was scared every time he touched the ball. But he came through at the end.
I almost chucked my phone from the freaking upper deck, man. I was like,
that was brutal.
I'm sorry.
No, it was 0 and 1,244.
Tonight
was
the
bad.
one.
So apparently tonight was the one.
Wow.
So sorry, I just had to clarify that one.